The layout of the MotoGP race weekend changes pretty radically this year with the slightly controversial addition of the sprint race at every round this season. That means that there'll be 42 races throughout the year. Every race weekend begins on Thursday with all of that standard press conference stuff, with the real action beginning on Friday. There are two free practice sessions, one in the morning and one in the afternoon, the first of which is 45 minutes long, and the second of which is a full hour. MotoGP's qualifying is held on Saturday and can be quite confusing to the uninitiated. So here's a quick explanation of the way it works. To decide who goes into Q1 and Q2, the free practice times from FP1 and FP2 are combined. So that makes one big combined timesheet. The 10 fastest riders on this timesheet then get to progress directly into qualifying 2. Meanwhile, the rest have to go through Q1. Q1 is run first, and these are the slowest riders, but they compete for the top 2 slots in that session. If they get into the top 2 slots, those 2 riders are allowed to then progress through to Q2. So the Q1 session will decide the rider placements on the grid from 13th down to last, whatever that may be, and then the Q2 session runs to find pole down to 12th. It is a little bit weird and confusing, but it actually means that you get exciting action every single day of the weekend, as FP2 in particular tends to be a critical session to decide who can get through to that all-important qualifying 2 session, because it makes it a lot easier on the riders if they have to compete in fewer sessions. Sprint races are new for 2023, and we'll have to see whether or not they were any good at the end of the season after that's all kind of played out at all the different circuits. These races this year will be half distance, meaning that they'll be roughly 20 to 25 minutes long and cover about 50 to 65 kilometers. And they also award half points, meaning that first place gets 12 points and the last point scoring position is 9th. The grid for the sprint races will be decided by qualifying, and time will tell whether or not this kind of shortened race leads to more battles or not. But I'm looking forward to it because I'll be able to actually watch a race live without waking up at 2 a.m. in the morning. The main race or feature race of the weekend is held on Sunday afternoon, with these races covering roughly 100 to 130 kilometers and being 45 to 50 minutes long. Luckily, the Saturday qualifying still sets the grid for the Sunday feature race, and the points, even though we have discussed that earlier on, are 25 for the race win, 20 for second, 15 for third, 13 for fourth, and 11 for fifth, with 1 point less for each less position that a rider finishes, with the final point scoring position being in 15th. Hopefully that has given you an understanding of the MotoGP race weekend. If you're wondering what sessions to watch, I'd say your best ones are Free Practice 2, both qualifying sessions, obviously both races as well, and that should give you a good understanding of the flow of the weekend and how everything plays out from start to finish. In the next video, we're going to look at the bikes and some of the technology. I'm just going to very quickly cover it because there are better videos on the internet for that if you are really interested and that kind of tech-minded person.